This will unlock the Rangers. The line of Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere combined for 7 points last night. In this video, we're going to break down why that second line can sustain success moving forward, along with discussing the defensive pairing that has really turned heads around the league on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for blue shirt fandom, and I'm your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this wonderful Tuesday, the 11th of November. We have a ton to talk about, including the most encouraging signs from last night's win. Is it the second line? Is it Gabe Perreault? Or is it the defense? We have so much to talk about. But before we do that, a quick reminder to go smash that subscribe button. About 72% of you who currently watch these videos are still unsubscribed to the channel. So please go down below, hit that free subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers. Because guys, this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. Let's waste no more time and hop right into the video. So guys, gals, we need to forget that the Predators are not a very good team. We saw it on full display last night, and that UC Soros had a rough night. This is a good goaltender that had a very, very hard night at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers desperately needed a win at home. No matter the quality of the opponent, they desperately needed to get that first win on home ice, and it was getting to be very mental for them. They got it by playing an exceptional first 40 minutes and getting contributions up and down a deeper lineup with the additions of Trocheck and Perreault. This comes from Forever Blue Shirts, Jim Cerny. They do wonderful work over there. But guys, we have to talk about Vinny Trocheck and Gabe Perreault being back in this lineup. It gives the Rangers a legit top six. That's what I noticed last night. But also the first 40 minutes of this game for the Blue Shirts were exceptional. Obviously, the third period was a little bit sloppy, went to the penalty box too many times, allowed a few goals to Matthew Wood. But what I noticed is the resiliency in this hockey club. You know, the first 10 minutes of this game felt very similar to the Islanders game, where the Rangers were generating chances, but they weren't able to break through, and they could have let it affect them like they did the other night, but they kept fighting, and Mika Zibanejad converted a breakaway backhand to forehand, top shelf shot, just absolutely beautiful stuff, and really gave the Rangers some life, some momentum. But, you know, the Predators didn't lie down. They are desperate as well. They fight back, and Matthew Wood converts on the power play to make it 1-1 with only a little bit time left in the first period. Now, things could have got dicey. Things could have got ugly. You know, they could have went into the second period settled being at 1-1. But no, the Rangers fought back. They came right back, struck right back with Gavrikov shooting from the perimeter, making it a 2-1 game. And that was really created by Alexei Lafreniere, really sticking his body at the net front. He didn't deflect it. He didn't tip it. But him being at the blue paint made the sight lines difficult for Soros, and without him there, the Rangers would not have scored that goal. Now, before we move any further, I want to get into an absolutely fascinating quote from Steven Stamkos of the Nashville Predators from last night. Now, before the game, Johnny Lazarus asked Steven Stamkos about the New York Rangers' struggles at home. Here's what he had to say. "I think what's gone on here is just a blip. It's not sustainable. You look at the roster that they have, from the goaltender to the defenseman to the forwards, it's just not going to continue." And boy, was he absolutely right, as the Rangers just absolutely steamrolled the Predators. I mean, they are really a tough watch. Like I said last night, if you thought watching Rangers hockey was bad over this past week, I mean, the Predators have a world of issues. You know, they don't have their captain and all that type of stuff, but nobody feels bad for you. They are just an abysmal hockey team. But more on the goaltender, more on the defenseman later on in this video. Now, the Rangers' second line, reunited, and it feels so good. I mean, Sullivan did not overthink things, and it paid off. Trocheck back after a month-long injury. He was reunited with Lafreniere and Panarin. It paid off. They combined for 7 points. They were a +7. Panarin had his first multiple-goal game of 25-26. Bald Panarin, never grow hair again, my man. Please don't ever grow hair again. And Lafreniere had his best game of the year. Guys, we can't forget that this line has a track record. This line has history and chemistry. During the 2023-24 season, they were one of the most effective lines, not just in the Eastern Conference, but in the entire National Hockey League. Even last year, during an abysmal down year for the Blue Shirts, that line still outscored their opponents. That line was still effective. Now it's just about being sustainable, and I believe they can. Now, the line played a team-high 12 minutes together at 5v5. They outscored the Predators 3-0 until Matthew Wood's goal in the final minute. Per Natural Stat Trick, the Trocheck line outchanced Nashville 6-2 and had an expected goal share of 66.71%. I just love this line. It's very balanced. Trocheck, 200-foot player. He plays that north-to-south style hockey. Panarin plays a little bit of east to west, hangs out on the perimeter a little bit. And Lafreniere, he has some finesse to his game. He's not a burner, but he's got some finesse. He gets in the tight areas. He's very effective at the net front. So just a well-balanced line. And I believe that it will sustain success and will help the Rangers, really get some momentum here and lead the way for the Blue Shirts. Now, we have to talk about morning skate as the Rangers prepare for Tampa Bay. Nothing changed here except for one swap in the bottom six. You can see here, guys, Taylor Raddysh moved to the fourth line. Connor Sherry, who Mike Sullivan has an obsession with, moved to the third line. I mean, it just makes no sense to me. I'd rather see Juuso Parssinen or Johnny Brzezinski any day instead of Connor Sherry. At least they could score the puck. They could do exactly what Connor Sherry does, but they can actually score the puck. I mean, what a fascinating, logic there. Let's put a guy in that can't score the puck. Let's put a guy in that has scored 4 goals over his last 79 games. That's what Connor Sherry is, guys. It's really unbelievable, but, Mike Sullivan seems to care, more about his family than the actual success of the hockey team, which I get when you're off the rink. But when you're, on the rink, you need to prioritize the team, not the fact that he's your son-in-law. Now, unfortunately for the Rangers, they are catching a Lightning team tomorrow night at the wrong time. Tampa Bay has won 7 of its past 8 games, including a 3-2 win against the Capitals on Saturday. That was their last game, guys. So Tampa Bay is at home. They're going to be fresh after 3 days off. So the Rangers are really going to have to bring it on Wednesday night. Now, look at this, guys. Once again, Connor Sherry. Taylor Raddysh has been replaced on power play 2. Let's not forget, he's tied with Mika Zibanejad for the team-leading goal scorer. Yet Connor Sherry, who has 0 goals on the season, is playing on power play 2 and in the top 9. I highlighted it right there. You can see it. He's playing at the net front on power play 2, which makes absolutely no sense. Another bright idea from Mike Sullivan. Let's put our smallest player who hasn't scored a goal this season at the net front. I mean, please, guys, please, just make it make sense. It makes absolutely 0 sense to me. But we have to talk about the defense, guys. Let's talk about a bright spot here. Gavrikov and Fox have been elite. If you need to pause and take a look at these numbers, I mean, basically top 5 in every category. I love what I've seen from Adam Fox and Vladislav Gavrikov this season. And speaking of Gavrikov, he scored his first goal yesterday in that first period, which I was speaking about before. And Mike Sullivan said, it was an indication where our mindset was. I know how it felt on the bench when we scored that goal. I said, okay, we're going to be okay. What he's talking about there is the fact that, like I said, the Predators tied that game in period 1, but the Rangers struck right back less than 2 minutes later, really showing that this team is together, really showing that this team has some guts, that they actually have some sack, and they were able to fight back, be resilient, and run away with this game. That's going to do it here today. I'm fascinated to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment in the comment section because the conversation always continues over there. Do you think the second line of Bald Bread, Vinny Trocheck, and Lafreniere can lead the Rangers this season, to some good results, maybe to a playoff berth here? Do you think they can lead the way for New York? And also leave your comment when it comes to Connor Sherry. Are you guys fed up like I am? Do you still want to see him in this lineup? Or would you like to see him subbed out for a guy like Parssinen or Johnny Brzezinski? Leave your comment down below. Let us know how you feel. And if you haven't yet, hit that free subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers.